Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Gabriel Santos from gfsantos.com. And in today's video, we're going to talk about how to go one day without smoking weed. All right. If you're watching this video, my guess, sorry, adjust the camera angle here. My guess is that you've been smoking daily for a while to the point where you've tried to go a day, or you've had intentions to go a day weed free, but you've been unsuccessful. And now you're here on YouTube looking for some help. So just to let you know, I've been there before, both in terms of successfully going a day and a lot longer being weed free, and I've also been on the failure side, the unsuccessful side. And so the next thing I want you to know is that if you're having trouble going a day without smoking weed, it's okay. And the reason why it's okay is because the cravings can be pretty powerful, and the habit of smoking weed can be very powerful. Particularly when our feel good emotions come primarily from weed, and then on top of that, the come down from smoking weed can be pretty crashy. And so if you're smoking a lot every day, we just got to be real in that we really do depend on weed as a source of feeling good, of relaxing, of being at peace. Which is the next point, being it's okay that you use weed to feel good, and that is your go-to. No big deal. No big deal. It is what it is, right? But because that's the case, it will be challenging to go a day without weed if you don't find or use other things or methods to feel good, or at the very least feel what weed makes you feel, or solve the problem that weed helps you solve. Okay, so my first piece of advice, my first piece of advice is to so my hesitation or my uncertainty in what to say next comes from the fact that I know and feel that there is no one right answer. There's no one right piece of advice. And so I guess my one tip is to consider that it's not as hard as you think, and that you know exactly what to do, and you know exactly when to do it. And that only you can be that person to be honest about, what you want to do. And for example, just today, all yesterday, I didn't eat that much food. Okay, for whatever reason, just was lazy, or just was resistant to making food, didn't want to go out and buy food, just whatever. Today, this morning, I woke up, and within an hour I was like, fuck, I'm hungry, like I need food, not just for energy, but for nutrition, right? Like I'm very aware and conscientious of the impact that eating good food has on my body, right? And my brain and my day, right? And for 2 hours almost, the solution to my problem was right there in the damn kitchen. It was right fucking there. It's just that it would take about 20 minutes for me to cook the food that I like to make and eat. You know, salmon, some eggs, some vegetables, you know, on the pan, you know. But I was just resistant, you know. The solution is right there, but I'm resistant. And it's that same kind of resistance or inner battle, tug of war, that I'm assuming you're having trouble with when it comes to weed, you know? That it is what it is. We're, as humans, for whatever reason, we are resistant to doing what we want to do, okay? And so going on with the story, eventually, you know, I looked into, like, my main options are, do I go out and buy food? Do I order food in, or do I just make the fucking food, right? And the path most in alignment with my best self, so to speak, or the version of me that I want, that I'm emerging as, it would just go and make the damn food, right? Because that's what I do, that's what I've been doing, but for whatever reason, just fucking resistant. Eventually I did it, and it wasn't pretty, meaning the process. You know, I was kind of dragging, but eventually it got done. Eventually I ate, and literally as I was eating the broccoli and the salmon, I started to feel amazing, right? So now take that example and translate it to the weed experience, okay? So you can expect that for that first day, there's gonna be so much tug of war and so much inner battling. You're gonna have those thoughts. Should we smoke weed? I want to smoke weed. Weed. And then you're gonna have this voice. But I said I wouldn't. No, we got this. And that's just gonna keep happening, guys. That's gonna keep happening. Now, my advice, if you can, you know, just walk away with this, and we'll end the video with this. And I don't care if it helps you tomorrow or in a year, but I just want to have this seed planted in your mind, okay? Because I heard it from somewhere else, and it helps a lot. So, make it a point to be aware of those thoughts while they're happening. And as you the more aware you are of your thoughts and your emotions, the more free you will be to choose powerfully the action you want to take, as opposed to being run by the thoughts themselves, right? And what I mean by that is, you can have the thought and the emotions like, I just want to fucking smoke weed, and that's what drives your actions. Or you can have the thoughts, and in your awareness, you can be like, oh, there they are. There are those thoughts. And you just hear them with no judgment. And just be with those thoughts and be with those feelings. Just be with them. Because what you'll realize, what you'll see, is that when you can just listen to the thoughts and feel the emotions without acting on them, the power they have goes away. Okay? And, okay, we'll finish with this, I'm sorry. So, saying no to weed for one day is very similar to saying yes to going to the gym when you don't want to, okay? So there you have two options: go to the gym or sleep, right? Whatever. And the sleeping is what you want, is what you're feeling. It's what is pulling you in this moment. The pleasure of napping and the pain of getting up to go to the gym, it's like, oh God, right? But then you go to the gym, despite all of that, and you work out, and afterwards, what do people always say? I'm so glad I did that. I always feel so good when I go, right? And very similarly with weed, you're gonna have these thoughts. I want to smoke. That's all I want to do right now. This is, right? Right? But if you say no, and you really just get through it, and you wake up the next day, you know what you'll say? I'm so glad I did that. I always feel better when I do that. Right? So the short-term gain that is gone within hours of smoking weed is really so much less than the long-term gain from saying no. All right? And I get it, guys. Like, holy shit. There are emotions and thoughts that we don't want to deal with sometimes. And that weed really helps us get away from. I get it, man. Look, you don't have to stay with those thoughts. You can learn to meditate. You can go exercise. Hell, it is, in my opinion and experience, it's even wise to distract yourself with a movie. Like, do whatever you have to fucking do, barring like doing other drugs and harmful things. Like, do whatever you gotta do to just get through the time. And I know, that might not be the most fun, that might not be the most comfortable, but look, like, you gotta do it sometime, right? You gotta go a day weed-free sometime just to prove to yourself that you can, right? So, just make it happen, man. Like, be down for that. Like, awareness, that's the key. That's the key, because if you're not aware of the thoughts when they're happening, they're gonna run you. And then eventually you have a joint in your hands and you're like, whoa, fuck, I don't know how this happened, right? Gotta be aware. That way you can choose your actions with consciousness, all right? Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I hope this helped. Happy to just be in front of the camera and share with you guys again. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video if this helped you out. Share it if there's someone who you think would be receptive to this information. And until next video, peace.